YouTube, it's Kathy, and I feel like this mailman that's about to walk by might be judging me. I'm going to go on another library scavenger hunt, and I'm going to take you along. Also, I hope you like the sound of rain, because we're on the west coast, and that's all it does, to the point where 2 major highways broke last weekend. Or at least earlier this week. Time means nothing anymore. It's actually gotten so bad that people are panic buying all the gasoline where I live, which is just... calm down. Where are you gonna go? Our highway's broken. It's hard enough to get through. You're not gonna go anywhere. For anyone who might have heard about the wildness that is happening in BC, I am fine. Many people are fine. There are some towns that are just flat out flooded, so there's that. Yeah. So what's going to happen, if you've never been to one of these videos before, is I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to take a prompt from one of you, which I put in this lovely tin, and I'm going to try to find a book that fulfills that prompt, and then read it. The purpose of this is me finding books that I wouldn't find otherwise, which I am very excited to do. The first time I did this, I had to find a book with my name in the title, which was pretty difficult. I found one, I read it. It was okay. I will link that down below. But I think I'll wait to choose my prompt until we get to the library, so I'm going to put you down so I can drive there. Hello, I have made it to the library. I passed at least one gas station that had 0 and 0 listed as the prices for gas and diesel because they are out, and I passed another one where people were just lining up around the corner and onto the street, and I had to go around them to get to where I'm going, so that was great. I have opened up my handy dandy jar that has my prompts in it. Let's choose one, shall we? Here's my prompts. Of course, if you want me to add a prompt to this jar, just add it in the comments below. And let's see what... yeah, it's falling. Gravity. Fickle bitch. Alright, let's see. A book with your favorite animal. Alright, so I'm terrible at favorites. If you know me, you know this. So I'm gonna go with either an owl or an octopus, because I like both of those things very, very much. So I've got to find a book with either one of those things. Now we go into the library very covertly, because I don't think you're technically supposed to film in there. Have I resorted to kids nonfiction? Yes, yes I have. I did the thing! It's not even rush hour and traffic is already bad, which is why I didn't stay in the library as long as I really wanted to, because I want to get home in a timely manner. Let's check out the books I picked up. You've already seen them. The first one is Death of an Owl. I have no idea what this is. I just saw owl was in the title and I was like, yes. Here's the synopsis. The second book was from the kids section. It's true, an octopus has deadly spit. I'm excited to learn about deadly spit. Let's not lie to ourselves. I don't care that it's a kid's book. And then this is one I put on hold and then forgot that I put on hold, so I don't remember who recommended this, but I had to pick it up, which is why I came to the library today. Hello, it is an amount of days later and I finally have a break in my reading schedule where I can actually maybe pick up these books that I picked up for this vlog. I don't know why I decided I was going to do this every month, especially after making my TBR for NetGalley November 15 books long. Do I have time to read these books with that TBR? No. Am I going to do it anyway? Of course I am. Today I figure that I am going to pick up my octopus book, which again was called An Octopus Has Deadly Spit, because it is the littlest one, and I'm try to read it before my roommate gets home and we probably end up watching movies or something like that. If you hear a laugh track in the background, that is Seinfeld being played downstairs, and if you hear screaming at any point, that's my roommate playing video games. But yeah, I'm gonna get into this and learn some things about octopi, because I really like octopi. I think they're cool. This image is just so random. My tea alarm has gone off. I guess it's time to go do that. Hey, that's where I live. Could we not with the fat shaming in kids' books? Thanks. So I already knew that octopus reproduction was really weird, but I just found out about this this one subset of octopus called argonauts, where the male argonaut will load up a bunch of sperm into this one arm of his and then detach it from his body and send it over to the female. And then the arm crawls inside her body and she can use the sperm packets whenever she wants. And then after losing the arm, the male quickly dies. Nature is wild. So this is done. It had some fun little illustrations in it. It had some fun facts. Not the most informative thing. A couple of things that I was like, why would you do that in a kid's book? But otherwise, not too bad. I'll probably read the other book tomorrow in the bath, though. Hello, as predicted, it is Wednesday. I'm in my bathtub and I'm going to start The Death of an Owl. I didn't actually even look at the synopsis. I showed you guys the synopsis, although it's super tiny, so I'm sure you couldn't read it. But yeah, I haven't looked at this whatsoever. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what genre it is. All I know is it's fiction because I found it in the general fiction section, and it's adult because I found it in the adult section. Also, I am having this Mole Stout by Deep Cove, and the can is gorgeous. The beer itself is fine, and I'm gonna get on with this and then hopefully have some thoughts for you within the first chapter or so. Before I even get into the plot of this, I just read the author's note from one of the authors, and it turns out that this is a father and son team, although it wasn't meant to be that way. You see, the majority of this was written by Paul, and he was the father, and he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away mid-sentence on this manuscript, so his son actually ended up finishing it because he read the manuscript and wanted to know what happened. So here we are. I find that fantastic. I'm already super interested in this. And from the beginning of the first page, I have found out that it is historical fiction because this was published in 2016, so autumn of 1981 is in fact the past. It's actually before I was born. Weird. So the first couple of chapters of this have been basically a bunch of background information, not necessarily things that will really be very important, although he did join a secret club that's not really a secret club, it's just very prestigious. I just like that the last name of this person that is going to apparently be important is Langford, which, oh no, it's Lanford. I live in Langford, so I just assumed that was Langford, but it's Lanford. Hello, it's the next day and I read another chapter, the third chapter, and it seems to encapsulate all of 1983 for this character, which is just basically him meeting this Andrew Langford person and then also graduating college and realizing that, what the hell does life mean now? And then the next chapter is going to be 1984. This seems like a lot of preamble. The first chapter didn't need to exist at all, so I'm wondering where it's going. I'm not super impressed so far, but I'm only 36 pages in, so if I still am not super impressed by 60 pages in, maybe I won't finish this one. We'll see if it does anything else to try to grab my attention. Okay, so I'm about to start chapter 5. This book started in 1981. It's now going to be 1989. Are we finally going to get to the death of the owl, which is the titular thing to do with this book? Apparently this book is about this guy who can't really lie, which is our main character, and a politician shooting an owl and something to do with that, but that hasn't happened yet. We're 5 chapters in, we're 8 years in. It's really not gripping me. I'm really hoping to enjoy it because the premise of a son finishing his dad's work sounds nice to me, but I am bored. Well, at least a character from the first chapter showed up in this chapter, so there was that. Now we're gonna go on to chapter 6, which is 1990. Why this has to span so many years and we couldn't just have flashbacks, I don't know. Alright, at this point I think that we're gonna finally get into what was promised in the synopsis, but who knows? That's quite a time jump. It took 123 pages to get to the titular thing. Just as a weird aside, about a half hour a bird flew into the window right behind me, and that's how this owl comes into this story, as it flies into the windscreen of a car. So it was just a little bit weird that a half hour ago I looked over my shoulder, saw, this spot where a bird hit the window, and then just a flurry of tiny little feathers everywhere from the impact. Just weird timing all around. Hello, I guess I should end this vlog and tell you that, oh, of course the light goes out. I guess I should end this vlog by saying that, I really didn't care for that book. I just didn't care. The whole first section didn't need to be there. We could have started with the second section, and then it's basically just, hey, this guy killed an owl, shouldn't have killed an owl, decided to lie about it. Our protagonist was like, you shouldn't lie about it, and they did anyway, and then it's just like, him trying to pin it on the protagonist so he can still try to be Prime Minister. Like, I honestly didn't give a shit about this. I had high hopes, but I just did not give a shit. So, I'm gonna go return it to the library, pick up a hold that I have, so I can read it. Also, I think this is the third of 4 major, like, rainstorms that's happening, so I'm gonna go real slow, and hopefully everybody else is not driving like a jerk. And, yeah, wish me luck. So yeah, that doesn't bode super well for my library scavenger hunts. I haven't really actually found a book yet that I'm like, yes, this is great, but you know what? This is kind of a mission to read things that I don't already know are going to be awesome. So, one day I'll actually find a thing that's awesome without me already knowing anything about it. That's the hope. Once again, if you have any suggestions for prompts, let me know down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you were here, just leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you happen to be on your keyboard. Some people have asked if there's a way to financially support this channel, so I set up a Ko-fi account, which is a digital tipping service. The link for that is down below, as well as the link to my PayPal and my Amazon wishlist in case you would like to buy me a book that I'll actually enjoy reading. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!